Okay, so today I'm doing sort of an unexpected YouTube stream for the second time. Now, this is my second one actually ever. I did a couple weeks ago just for it. Ironically, it was on Wednesday too. So this bug with Twitch always happens on Wednesday. It's basically a bug where it's like it'll say, "Oh, this browser isn't supported," but even within OBS itself, if you try to log in, it'll still say, "Oh, this browser isn't supported." So it doesn't make any sense. And then whatever, the last time it just started to work again in the morning, so I'll check again tomorrow morning. But like, I don't want to sit there and try to fight with it when I already have such limited time anyway. So today I'm going to be checking out Red Dead Bounty Hunter series, which I haven't done in a very long time, which is basically just something I've turned into sort of a Thanksgiving tradition where the last 3 years since coming back to streaming, I have done it on Thanksgiving Day, like 21, 22, 23 every year. But then I also have done it on other days too, like throughout the year. It doesn't mean I have to only do it there. Like my Skyrim Christmas special, I do only on Christmas. And it's almost like a gift for myself. Like I get to play Skyrim on Christmas, but not, only on Christmas. And so it's like, what do you call it? It's almost like I've been there, done that, played it too much, so I almost had to restrict myself like an addict. Like, oh, I don't want to play it all the time, so I have to instead kind of limit myself somehow. And it's just like a little special thing I do, maybe because it has to do with snow or whatever. And so we're trying this setup, and it's also something I always mock with respect to the setup of the PS3 itself. Like I could show you, I guess, now with my webcam since I've been using that, but just with respect to how insane it is. You need like three HDMI's, you need this and that, and it actually seems to have crashed on me too, so I'll have to like restart. The stream seems to be working, but um I don't know. Maybe it wasn't either. Like it's running on. I don't know. I'll have to look back later. But I don't like this whole YouTube of downloading VODs and stuff. But yeah, for some reason we got that Twitch bug, so we're just trying this. We'll just do like a brief little session. This is kind of what the Whatever Wednesday format is good for. Like I just do whatever I feel like, and so I could bring back some sort of old series like this or whatever. Gives me an excuse to use all these other consoles and stuff. So we started this Whatever Wednesday like we did Genshin Impact and a bunch of random stuff like that. Right, the return of Whatever Wednesday after I'd done it before that, and then I took a break and did Paladins or whatever. We switched Paladins over to the Wednesday slot when it was already ongoing, and then I did basically I started a webcam thing. So I did 3 weeks straight of doing little gimmicks with the webcam. The first week I did chest, and the second week I did something else like what do you call it, the Kindle Scribe, so you could actually see it, me writing on it with the webcam. And then I did the Rubik's Cube, and it was the Rubik's Cube stream actually 2 weeks ago that was the one that I had to do this as well, stream on YouTube. And then last week I just did Rocket League to show like, okay, now we're moving on. Instead of Whatever Wednesday, it was more like Webcam Wednesday, but now we're almost turning it into like a console gauntlet thing where I'm going to have checked off like playing on something on a console every like, or each one of my consoles like in the last few weeks. So like last Wednesday we did Rocket League on PS5. Then on Saturday I did Starfield on the Xbox Series S, just just to give them some sort of usefulness and dust them off because I haven't used any of them in a long time. Like this I probably haven't used since Thanksgiving when I originally did it. And then after that, maybe next week on Wednesday I'll do like my Switch. So then we would have used PS5, Series S, PS3, and Switch all in a couple weeks time. So just to kind of show that I am willing to use them again or whatever, that they're part of my format. So I'll actually probably have to restart this, unfortunately, but whatever. This is a very disturbing thing. Again, I prefer to stream on Twitch. I was trying to, so I don't even feel bad about it or like whatever because I'm affiliate. Will they ban me? I never know how that works, but like there's nothing I can do. Like I'm not going to miss my routine of streaming every day, even though I already have technically in the last several months, because I would always try to do it at night and then I'd fall asleep before I would start because I'd like almost stream in bed because of how tired I was or whatever, which I still sometimes do and you can't even tell. But just for certain games it actually fits pretty well, like a card game where you just need like one button input, or even chess is pretty suited for that. And so what is this format exactly, where we basically just there's like two ways to do it, and one of them suits more the filthy casual style that I am now, is the fact that on one hand I would always the original way of doing it is you like start a new character. I guess you don't even have to start a new character, but you just have a character with 0 bounty, and then you go around and again, it's evil, meant to be an evil character. So it's not like, oh, you know, I've done thousands of formats over the years, and a lot of them aren't evil. So it's not like I'm whatever. You know, you can't criticize it on that basis. It's just one format of many things, but it happens to be a game that lets you do that. So you're trying to get as much bounty as possible. So yes, you'll be killing random civilians, and mainly you'll be killing law enforcement. It leads to a lot of fun scenarios on the road where you get in these little bouts and you're just kind of wandering around exploring, and then all of a sudden you get attacked by a big group of law enforcement and you have to figure it out. So it's permadeath in the sense of the original style that I did it, where if I die, then it goes back to 0 bounty and you have to start all over again, or it's just over, right? Now, these last couple years, when I've done it in a more casualized way because I don't do it for as long or as often or whatever. Right, and so in that sense, I just keep it as like a raw permadeath bounty per session. Like, so let's say I start with 25k here at the beginning, like my character's just at that point. That means that like if I play for 2 hours and I die 150 minutes in, I'll go back to the 25 that I had, even if I got up to like 30 in that time, and then I only get to save the last 10 minutes that I get, right? So I lose whatever progress I get if I die anytime from the beginning to the end of the episode, so I only get to save it from when I'm alive till the end. So like, you know, that's almost how I do Skyrim. Like, it'll be a permanent session because it wouldn't be fair to just delete the character there when you spend 1,000 hours in it or something. But what you can do is you're able to basically say like, okay, if I die during the session, then I can't save it. So if I play for 5 hours and I die 4 hours 59 minutes in, then I only made 1 minute of progress, right? You'll never get to save it there. And so let me try maybe once more to get this capture thing to work. But this is one of those cursed days that just sort of triggers you with respect to I just don't understand. Oh, it is working now though. That makes no sense. I didn't even change anything. Wait, what the fuck? But yeah, this is always a pain to get to work. Like I said, I would even show it with the setup to kind of mock it, but that is so weird. I hate that element even more than anything too, because now it's like it's unpredictable. Just like with the Twitch thing, like I don't know what's causing it to work or not work, so I can't even fix it even if I wanted to. And of course, I get to show off this channel art, which I've almost never used because when I did do this series before, I didn't have it, and then I just made it more recently, and so I haven't done it that many times since then. Like even the first Thanksgiving, I didn't have it because I had just come back to streaming. So, but it is kind of, you know, a little funny thing. Whatever. I like these little pun jokes in my thumbnails. Oh, go to bounty hunter, but I'm hunting for bounty rather than, you know what I mean, like trying to get my own bounty high enough. So we'll go into here, and of course I've never beaten this game either. This is kind of my whole style. Like I'll go into it and then I'll just wander around and get lost doing something like this. So I would rather make this format than actually beat the game ever, or you know, whatever, do the DLC or something, right? My only interest with it was like, no, it's kind of fun to just do this, and I get kind of meander around, and then 100 hours later, like I'm still just doing the same thing. Because if the core mechanic's fun, then that's all you really need, especially in the context of like vigilante missions in GTA 4 and things like that. So yeah, this is a bit of an evil character type thing that you're doing. So of course you pay the price and you get to kind of get hard stuck. So I will do the one where you sort of carry over the bounty, and this won't be like a super long session, mainly because I got triggered by both the Twitch and the whatever capture thing here. But once you get it to work, it's worth it, and this is the kind of game that deserves it. But of all the remasters in this day and age, isn't this the #1 game that should have had one? Rather than having 50 versions of Skyrim or whatever, multiple versions of GTA 5, this game needed one just so it could actually be on PC, right? Because I'm always somebody who clowns console in general, even though that's why I've been making a point to try it on each of these. So Saturday we'll have the Adult Swim thing, and I don't even know what to do for that. But then Wednesday I can obviously do... Okay, so we're at 30k 759. So again, if I die at any point here, then we go back to exactly that. I don't like to do it in this town anymore because I've done that kind of too many times. Although sometimes when you're winding down a session, that's what ends up happening anyway. Yeah, I've never done much story in this. One problem with the setup here is that I'm using a monitor for it rather than a TV. So my audio has a limit of how high it can go. Like, it's not really too loud for me, at least. Right, whereas if you had the ability to The main like I wouldn't even mind switching to YouTube for good because I'm so pissed by how many times this has happened. At least this gives me a backup. Like I'm not gonna miss a day just because Twitch wants to bug out fucking randomly. But the one problem is that you lose those 300 followers that I have, which again maybe doesn't seem like a lot, but then they'll think, oh, you quit or you just disappeared. But actually, right, it just bugged out. It makes no sense, but whatever. The first thing you do when you go to, okay, here we go. This is what I'm talking about. Go to a different platform is you complain about the other one, but I do prefer it too. But it's just, okay, now here you have to play it a little bit safe. So I like to kind of dance around the outside. And the one thing I'm not particularly good at, or you can even start with, or you know what's sometimes wrong with this is the controls, as I'm probably about to die right now. Nice. The controls kind of bug out because what I'm doing there is I'm hitting X. And if you realize that I'm hitting X, then you'll realize that the whole thing is completely bugged out and it's just not working. Why is everything like fucking up? But no, this has happened before too, and I don't know exactly why it happens. It's like it is some known bug, like you're using some sort of other controller style, but it doesn't let you actually change it, or I don't know. I don't like you move the stick twice and then it makes you roll or something, right? It couldn't be a problem with my thing because I've read other people have the same issue, but. Of course, console load times are fun, but yeah, this is one of those games that almost forces you to have it. Oh shit, I don't want to do that though. Will I actually lose my whole bounty now? Because that's technically what you're supposed to do, but this doesn't always happen. Sometimes you just die and you just respawn. I'm assuming it'll go away. Which, I guess, what the fuck? Now it's gonna force save too. But I do have like other saves just in case with like 20+K bounty. But the whole point is you want it to be high because that makes it more fun, because then more people will come after you, right? When you're like 1 to 10K, it's kind of useless because whatever, it's just not going to be enough of a force after you. So that's kind of the main reason why I don't want to restart at 0. But if I was doing it for a longer session or something, that is the original intention behind it. Fuck. Okay, so I do have to reload that. I like how it saves it too immediately, so it would kind of fuck you over. What would be the most recent one? 22, 22, 23. So this would have been like the Thanksgiving 23 session that I had done. So yeah, I've been sort of pussing out and not doing it in its true original form that I made it, which was, again, if you die, you go back to 0. But that's just way too much work, right? We just want to enjoy what it feels like to have 30K and have the whole world coming after us, which is kind of crazy. And you obviously have the Deadeye to lean on, but I kind of feel bad for using it. And that sort of mounted horse combat is pretty badass if you get good at it, but of course I'm not at all. Feels less like riding a boat than fucking being in a car in GTA 4, that everybody always made fun of that. The 3759, so I should almost make another save here, but I think when it saves it, it'll auto-save it in the top file. It won't actually override this one, but if it does, I'm screwed, but I also shouldn't die. Oh shit. See, I don't like this town one though, because we've done this a million times. I mean, I can pull them out a little bit, but I don't even see who's chasing me. What the fuck? That's the easiest bounty to lose ever. But no, I always praise the bounty system in the face of GTA games because I say this is more fun, because if you kill enough of them, you know, they kind of just stop coming. So it makes it feel like a little mini mission or encounter. Whereas if in GTA 5 or 4 or whatever, if you keep killing them, they just keep coming forever, right? And you can never win that encounter, so you just have to run away. Here you actually can win, and you can kind of fight it out, and they'll kind of chase you more dynamically, and it won't prevent you from interacting with towns and NPCs and stuff. You can still do quests, you can still go to the shop. It's just somehow every once in a while they'll attack you and then they'll give up, or they'll run out of actual manpower to send after you. And I lost my headphone there. Yeah, this setup is utterly ridiculous that I almost wish I would show it with the webcam, just to show you need like an HDMI, then you need a splitter, then you need, you know, 3 more fucking cables and all this kind of crazy stuff. It kind of pissed me off the first time I had to do it because I don't know why the PS3 is that hard to capture. I wonder if the 360 was that hard to do. It's like I always look back at these old channels like Far From Subtle, and they did a Red Dead playthrough in like 2009, 2010. How the fuck did they capture that or stream it? Because even in this day and age, people struggle to figure it out. They must have had some of the same technology. Or like the 3DS is like super hard to do. Some of these things are just so user unfriendly, but I guess that's just Nintendo in a nutshell. Yeah, we'll see. We'll go around and wander around, but then eventually they'll come after us on their own. Or I could seek it out and just kill somebody. We do have the same 3759. Yeah, this was just such an awesome format to do, and it's more fun to do again in those longer sessions that I used to do, but what can I do? I'm just a filthy casual these days. But think about how harsh that is. Yeah, you'll spend like 5 hours getting up to 30k, and then you die, and then it's all gone, and it's like, fuck. Either I just give up, or I just start all over again. But again, just for the sake of this, we're going to try to milk the higher levels here. It's not like somebody really has to see you either, right? Sometimes they will just come after you randomly. But again, you can always start some trouble, and I'll just kill some random civilian here. But yeah, people are even saying, since I haven't beaten this game, oh, you should play Red Dead 2 first. And, you know, oh, it won't spoil anything. But it's like the whole Star Wars effect that I talk about with, oh, watch the prequels before the sequels. But that would spoil so many things. Like Anakin is Vader's father, or whatever. Not Vader's father, is Vader. But so it's the same thing here. They might make these little allusions to things that you aren't supposed to know yet, or whatever. So even though it's happening before chronologically, it's one of those tricks of writing. What's even happening? I wasn't even trying to do anything there. Oh yeah, but I was trying to test the controls, because that's what got me killed the last time. We wouldn't even have to be looking for anybody to hunt if we had just done that. Yeah, let me try to think. Is this like my most evil format ever, where it's like, oh, we're playing hatred, we're just killing people for the sake of killing them? But obviously it's something, first of all, the game allows you to do, and I think that'd be unfair to marginalize it like that too, because how many other formats have I done over the years that aren't like that? So you can't say, oh, look at this guy, ban this guy for doing some evil playthrough and just killing innocent people. Because somebody got in trouble for that in like Red Dead 2. He like lassoed a chick to the thing, right, to like the train tracks or something, or made her get eaten by an alligator or something. It's like the game, first of all, allows you to do that. And second of all, that's not all I'm sure he's doing with it. It's just one thing you can do at one particular time. So although I guess in fairness to me, this is like the only thing I've ever done with this game, because I always get distracted and sidetracked by this, right, rather than anything else. Yeah, this will be fine for today. I hope that I can do it on my actual channel tomorrow. But this is the kind of thing that would make you leave the site for good. It's like how stupid it is. Oh yeah, I still keep forgetting. I have to make sure. We've done it at this location a lot of times too. I'm so like not even in the mood to do anything now because of the whatever, how much difficulty I've had getting this to work. Yeah, there is something weird that happens with the control sometimes, and that's not even like an excuse. You saw how I was just spamming X. You know, why would I be climbing the horse there and it's doing triangle? Like, I don't understand what was happening. Let's see how long it actually takes, even though I don't have the time to really waste here either. Like, for example, I'd love to find out like what the max amount of bounty total you can have is, but I would deliberately keep myself in the dark about that, because I'd want to see it for myself. So you can get up to 100k. Like, at what point would they send in the tanks or something, the Air Force, which of course they can't do in this universe, but I don't know what the thing is. Like, maybe it will get more insane, but for the most part, they just keep sending more people at you, or they'll start sending mercenaries and whatever other outlaws like yourself to fucking deal with you because they can't handle it. Yeah, this was what I was doing a lot around when I had first come back. And you know why I was doing it? Because I would do like I was playing Spirit of Justice, and I had beaten the first 2 cases on my old channel, and then I just stopped, and then it took me like 2 years plus to come back, right? And then I was doing case 3, 4, and 5. And so it was like my first playthrough of the game, and I get super invested and try to come up with theories and all this kind of stuff. And so what ends up happening is, man, we missed out on that one first combat that would have been so good because of our controller fucking up. But then I would take a break after every case. So like I would beat case 3, then a few days I would take a break, and then I would play something like this, and then I would come back and do case 4, then I would take a couple days break, play chess or something. Right, so I was streaming every day like I always do when I get into something, you know, I'm obsessive about or whatever. But that was the whole fun of it, just like you would use it as like a break between these very immersive, intensive cases and stuff that you were doing. The one thing I've almost given up doing a little bit is story games, because I just that feels more suited for like doing it every other day like I would typically do. But on my schedule now, everything is like on a weekly basis, so you're able to basically not actually get as invested, because you have to, you know, even like with Phoenix Wright, it'd be hard to do that once a week because you'll forget some of the facts of the case or the story or whatever. It's just harder to stay invested like that. I'll help you. In a manner of speaking, return the wagon to the owner. What if I just kill the owner instead? Then they don't have to worry about their troubles. Solve all your problems right there. Focus on the disease, not the symptom. Okay, I don't like just kind of wandering around the whole time, though. Give me actually something to do. And the one thing I don't like about this world, even though as good as this game is, mechanically and everything, it doesn't have enough stuff in the world for you to actually care about. Kind of like GTA 4, even like, or even 5. Like, there's not enough stuff to actually do of something. Like, you can wander around, and it's a big map, but there's nothing to really do in most places, unless it's some contextual thing that's triggered by a mission. But in terms of the inherent raw nature of it, right, it doesn't actually do anything at all. So I'll test how good this quality is too on the VOD playback. It should be the same, but whenever you try some other new thing like this, it fucks up. I couldn't tell really well with the other stream, which again was also on Wednesday, oddly enough, because it was a Rubik's Cube thing where I'm fucking using my shitty $20 webcam just because I was trying it out. And so it kind of misrepresents, like, oh, the quality is pretty bad. That must be because of YouTube. But it actually wasn't. It was because of the webcam itself. So that would be harder to judge. Yeah, this is just nice to be doing again. And then you get to, you know, what else would I use this actually for? I'd probably use it for, like, music can get almost a little scary sometimes. I would use it for like Demon Souls, because that's the only way to play that. Or I mean, they made a remaster of that even still. But imagine that they made a remaster of Demon Souls for the PS5. Like, I understand it's an exclusive game, Sony game, whatever. But it's a case where, you know, like, what's the point? Because you want it on PC, ultimately, PC Master Race. But says the guy who uses a gaming laptop. But I don't know if that makes it better or worse, because you're going to be in a position where it's still better than console, arguably. Oh. Now you could do this, which you almost shouldn't, and maybe this will attract the law. Now, I'm pretty bad about doing that because, you know, why did I get off that? That must have been one of those buttons. Why did I crouch there? You just kind of do random stuff. This guy's really slow to react. Not my fault. Isn't there one more person here? Well, I can't enable your bad deeds still, so I'll be equal opportunity there. Again, this is an evil character, evil playthrough that we're doing, so you can't judge it too harshly. Why does it look so much... Oh, that's just because of Deadeye. I was going to say, why does it look so much like more orange there on the stream? Yeah, it should almost be where you're not allowed to use Deadeye, but I think it's fair because of how many... Because of the insane amount of people that you're going to be going up against in these encounters, which I'm almost willing to attract somebody at this point. Oh, shit. Epic horseback combat. The number of times I shoot their fucking hats off, of course I just do it as BM. I'm not actually that bad at aiming, or it'd be bad in an ironic way because it's like you're good enough to hit the hat, but you're bad enough to miss the face. So that's always my philosophy in some sort of pseudo-realistic sense. Not that I would actually say it in a realistic sense, but just like I would always just go for their body, so it just throws them off and then try to finish them off instead of, oh, I'll try to go for a super accurate headshot, but then if I miss, I'm screwed, right? Why not just hit them anywhere and that'll stagger them and whatever. They'll be off their balance and then you can do what you want. Assuming, again, we're talking in a fictional context. Yeah, this would be my nature. This is the one thing that Rockstar doesn't do decidedly as well as Bethesda, is their games are not as fun to explore the worlds because there's not anything to do in them. Whereas Bethesda's content density that way is amazing. Like there's always a dungeon, there's always an item, there's always a whatever. There's always something. Meet the rancher near the canyon fork. And of course I missed out on ever really playing online in this game. There's just so many games that I missed out on, but I don't even mind it because, you know, I almost like to save it, but then you miss out on online features and things like that. Or the biggest thing that triggers me is the whole delisted games element. How, like, you know, now we're losing the Adult Swim games, and you might think, oh, what does it matter? But then, you know, you'll never be able to get them. Like, I never understand that. So, like, if you haven't bought them now, like, you'd have to go and buy them all right now. And if you don't, then you'll never get to play them because you just can't get them. Or you could find, like, a disc of them or something, but, you know, so many games in the modern era don't have physical copies to them either, so... Okay, we could do it here, I guess, which we've done a number of ones here. I mean, I think this is, in fact, where I originally started, like, at the beginning of the game, because, of course, I'm a degenerate like that. Can keep the poor horse out of it. Let's just massacre Bonnie's poor farm over here. They don't seem to really react to that. Or I can't kill him, actually. Come on, I'm just trying to stir up some trouble, but this guy's a total dick who doesn't care about anything. You know? And again, the game, of course, allows you to do it, so why would I question that? I'm just doing what the game is telling me to do. Okay, here we go. Now, is it going to be really that many people? Because surrender the law, or they kind of keep coming over time, ultimately, is the point. But I only see, like, one fucking dot on there. I didn't even see him there. Clearly, it must be the fault of console. Or sometimes you'll accidentally walk into, like, the place where you turn in your bounty as you're running away from these people. I don't think that actually is an issue. Only fitting that we should use a pistol for this shitty, dinky town at the beginning here. Thomas McAllister role player. If you know, you know. Haha. He is, like, a small-town sheriff. Or he's actually, like, the sheriff of Napa County overall, but... I guess later on. Just don't send any birds my way. A pigeon is my weakness. How come they're not even, like, fighting back? It's like we're hacking. Okay, that was not an adequate encounter at all, though. That was garbage. What kind of small town garbage is that? Now we have a little skull dead emoji over here, which I don't know what that is. Like a bounty. But that's not the kind that we're looking for. Kind of hard to keep this headphone in, actually. Hold to view wanted poster. In before it's myself. It's like looking into a mirror. Link Bradshaw. Ballard Twins Gang. Petty theft. At Rio del Lobo. Alive, 120, 60 dead. I love that. They know where he is, but the law doesn't give a shit enough to do anything. Those were the good old days before you had to use Twitter to try to destroy people in a bounty form. Like we're gonna do, like, I don't know. Oh, shit. You know, we'll try to destroy people that way. Vigilante justice through posting negative things about them online or some sort of expose, whatever the fuck. We kind of want to get into some crazy shit here, but we're not getting the kind of response from law enforcement that I want. I kind of want them to organically come after me. I think I say this every time, and then I waste time waiting. Like, I may as well just seek them out myself. We didn't get hardly any bounty from that. I forget how much each guy gives you. Like, at least 5 or something. I don't think there's, like, a really rank system. Like, oh, this guy was a higher ranking officer, so therefore, you know, like, enemy types are all kind of the same. Those are a number of things that Rockstar games don't have. Like, they don't have boss fights, even if you want to say, oh, it's because they take place in real world settings, but they could have easily done it with, like, a tank jet type of combo epic thing at the end of GTA 5 or something, better than whatever missions they had there. Or, you know, they could still come up with interesting ways to try to do it. Undead Nightmare. That's not realistic despite the setting. That does sound like an awesome, that sounds like a Far Cry or like a Ubisoft DLC. Like Ubisoft's games would sometimes be real world settings, right? And sort of play it straight during the campaign, but then the DLC would be off the wall and zany. Like Far Cry 3 at least tries to take itself relatively seriously, but then, oh, Blood Dragon is just off the wall and zany. And it's the same thing like Assassin's Creed 3 is like, whatever, historical drama thing. Right, and then all of a sudden you get like, oh, there's a Leviathan, and at least I think, I've never even played it, but there's like a Leviathan and all this other kind of crazy crap, right? Sort of supernatural creatures in the DLC, or even like Far Cry 4, I think, Valley of the Yetis. What is this? Just don't reset my bounty. I think I've seen this one before.
Some flowers from my wife. She's waiting for me back in the cabin.
That's very sweet of you.
Yeah, we've been together 50 years now, me and my darling Annabelle. She's always loved these wild feverfew that grow around this place. You know. But she's getting on now in years, and it's hard for her to get up and about. So I wanna bring her a lovely bouquet for our anniversary.
I've seen quite a few flowers in my travels, if you'd like to help.
Oh, yeah. Listen, these old fingers ain't what they used to be. Yeah, I'd love it. Sure, bring me any pretty ones you find, huh?
Yeah, because we really, oh shit, we get to cheat our format though by saving it. But no, this shouldn't override the original one that we had right at the bottom there. It should still be, I always forget how this game works because I don't play it for such long periods of time. But that's ironic. I've probably played it way longer than people who've beaten the game, even beaten it 10 times. And ultimately, I should do a first playthrough, quote-unquote, permadeath run like how I do with so many games, but it wouldn't really be playing it for the first time because I've played it so much in this context. 410, yeah, see, that one will stay there. That really tells you that was the last time. 11/23, 2023. I'll let this guy be for now, just so we can kill him and his wife together. Wink, wink. That's our master plan. Evil character that we are. This is like some kind of special horse, too, that I forget how I even got. It's almost like some kind of special one that you get for pre-ordering the game or I don't know, some weird thing like that. But I didn't even do that. I don't know why we get it. But yeah, this is also that... the term that I always use, like I lost to that in Destiny, the John Marston effect, when you die to just the fact that you can't swim, especially when you don't know whether you can swim or not. If you just, if you just try to hop in the water for the first time in a game that you're playing for the first time, which could happen to me because I often go into games blind and first way through permadeath. So I was even thinking, oh, let's see if we can swim in Destiny, and then we fall in the water and die. In some stupid jumping moment, which I didn't even have to do. Getting all dark. Wouldn't mind having a shootout here because I rarely have done that. But law enforcement is being kind of tame with us here. In fact, I almost probably haven't had a shootout here just because I never... But it's a thief area anyway, so... whatever, like, I'm almost doing a service. Or don't shoot the chicken, that'll be like Skyrim where you get bounty for that. That'll be the ultimate fucking... Jesus, that aim though.
Right there, partner.
Nobody's doing anything, dude. Yeah, I'm doing everybody a fate. What the fuck? 360 no scope, by which I mean completely rely on that to compensate for my shitty aim and reaction time. Although this console turning is a little bad, but then you can change the sensitivity. But it's not like my aim is good enough to warrant it. Yeah, I never spent much time here. I was almost trying to save it for the story in some way, but it doesn't seem like anybody's really doing anything here. Why can't I have like some big fucking shootout? Which I was again ready to have at the beginning almost, but where you end up not really killing a lot of these people. So many things that Rockstar games don't have. Limb damage, which they definitely should. Depending where you hit them, they start to limp with that leg or whatever. Sometimes it looks like you have it, but you really don't. And then, if only I could swim. Does that mean that's somewhere I can't go yet? Or does it mean somewhere I can't go ever? Because You know, that's a good way to do an invisible wall type mechanic, I guess, but just have your horse jump over like fucking Epona in Gerudo Valley. And so, yeah, see, there's nothing to find out in the open world. There's no bosses. There's no limb damage. So, like, I'm shitting all over Rockstar's design, despite how polished and good their games can sometimes be, like more bug-free and stuff. They're also more content-free because either you play online and buy shark cards and, you know, they want to incentivize that, or you're in a position where ultimately, I don't know, you're just kind of looking for something that's not there, really. Like all these open, empty spaces. GTA games are like that too. This would almost be like a meta. PvP would be pretty fun. Like you could try to knock somebody down into the water and, you know, have them die like that rather than simply trying to kill them. Lasso them and throw them in the water, and that'd be a one-shot. This is spooky how nobody's actually coming after me. Like, I want the attention here. You wouldn't put a little more effort into... But now it's not even showing my bounty, but it could be based on the area that you're in. Or I forget how that even works, honestly. Because I mostly stayed in the same area all the time that I do this. Which is like the whole Bonnie McFarlane place, plus that was almost like a scare. Like, it makes me think, oh no, I lost all my bounty. How? But just because I was trying to help that old man. But I think we're just in the wrong area for it to be relevant. And wearing this mask kind of helps you in some way. I forget how. You don't lose like your fame or something, but you can still get bounty. So I don't know what that really matters. Yeah, what would make this so much more fun is if there were other things to do along the way, or you could always, you know, you could always just do side missions. Like, I'm going looking for that guy's flowers, but on the way we'll kill everybody in sight. That is kind of an interesting thing. I've only streamed on YouTube twice, but one of the times is a fucking Rubik's Cube, and the other time is this extreme evil character sort of playthrough. Giving kind of mixed messages. Do the thing that maybe is most likely to get you banned, even though there's really nothing wrong with it. Like, it's just a challenge that you're doing. Yeah, if you interpret it a certain way, like, oh, you know, depending on how you play a game, it could be adult rated, adults only, the way that, you know, Hatred or something is, but just the fact that it allows you to do that is arguably bad enough. Even if you feel like that's a witness and you'll send something after me, but sometimes what they send after you is not really all that impressive. I can't tell if they were actually trying to hit me there or just get away. So if we kill all the witnesses, I guess we won't get anything on us. We have to deliberately leave one alive, but a lot of the time you don't have to do it like that, right? They will just come after you organically on their own, so I don't really know. Yeah, this will make it look like I'm breaking my streak on, or there is apparently a witness there. It's fine, like I want them to do it, but how is he even like that? Where did he see me from? Yeah, lead me to whoever you're gonna fucking alert to my presence. I want them to know. Yeah, water is your one weakness. You can kill 1,000,000 men, but you cannot deal with fucking a swimming pool. Kind of like me in real life, because the fuck? I don't know how to swim. Not that I can do that other thing I just said either, but the whole regenerating health element is kind of dumb, though. What is that? You really think I'm the guy you should be going to for help? Like, what are you doing? I maybe rescued you. We've only traded one evil kidnapper for another. Yeah, that is always an interesting interpretation. Like, would you define a game by what is possible within it, or what, you know, what you're meant to do? So in other words, oh, this game isn't as bad as all that because you don't have to do this, or it's not telling you to do this, but it still lets you. So, you know, I wouldn't judge it too harshly there, but people are just weird with how they perceive things like that. Okay, let's actually try to find an encounter now, but I really love it when they come after me in the first place, but they just never are right now. We had a great opportunity at the beginning and then fucked it up because my controls were just bugged out, which I don't know when or why that happens. So we're back to Bonnie's Farm, I think, is what this is. It's like where you start the game, which is pretty much where I still almost am because I always get distracted by doing this and then I never actually progress in the story. Let's see. They sent me kind of a weak response last time. What are we at now? We've only gained like 1,000 in all this time. You got to pick up the pace. Okay, this can be kind of a good vantage point to use all this stuff as cover. Get that animation here. There we go. Yeah, let's see. Send me an actual meaningful response here, though. As if $10 would be adequate to stop you from fucking reporting me there. Gotta be a little careful, but there's only one dude here, though. Like, what the fuck kind of a town is this, dude? Yeah, the regenerating health is cheese, and I don't like it. Let's lasso him up and throw him in his own fucking cell over there. What the hell is he doing? Or he's just distracting me while the rest of his buddies come. Okay, we gotta get a little bit of cover. I can't tell whether the audio is like too high either because this is different than all my other console setups. So sometimes it's just wildly different. Talking shit about the light response, but actually I'm in a pretty bad, I guess I was using a lightweight. There should almost be a rule like that. I was using a lightweight weapon out of respect for like, oh, this is kind of a shitty little town. But there's no rule that says I have to do that. Right, because more than likely, oh shit. More than likely they're going to do that too, but they really didn't send much at me there either. Yeah, you're literally Iron Man. You're just fucking invincible if you just decide to, I have the low ground, which apparently is an advantage here. Oh shit, man. You can still die in the Deadeye, I'm pretty sure at least. So here you can like crouch and do all that shit too. This, oh yeah, that's another thing that modern, at least Rockstar games lack, is a fucking proper crouch button. How you could not have that in third-person shooters beyond me. Trying to make this seem more intense than what it actually is, but my aim is also pretty bad. They're sometimes a lot tankier than you would expect too. If you don't headshot them, they can just go on and on like forever. Or sometimes I get lulled to sleep when there's only like one guy left, and then you try to be all RP with it. Try to go walk up to him slowly and down smash, do a kill animation. That one was still a pretty weak response. Didn't even give me 1,000. Of course, we're farming up all this money. It's interesting how it tracks this on YouTube. Like, it shows you views, as in like total views that anybody has seen. And of course, not like I am doing that great on Twitch anyway, but this is just annoying to have to randomly do. I don't know how it works if it like, whatever. I don't know. I've never really done it. Yeah, like two of the most diametrically opposed things you could possibly do. I'll try to solve a Rubik's Cube today, and then now I'm killing random innocent people and being the most evil, degenerate person possible. Like, if you watch me based only on my YouTube streams, you would think like, what the fuck kind of mixed signals are you sending? Okay, let's go in this direction. That was at least an adequate gunfight, but it wasn't really enough still. Failed to stop the crime. The horse thief got away. Really, dude? You think I was trying to? You're assuming my intent too much. I would have helped him. I would have pretended to help him and then killed him and taken it for myself. Can't you tell based on our bandana that we're not a good guy? It's like the hoodie stereotype in modern society. Like, oh, anybody's wearing a hoodie and they must be up to no good because whatever. This is more just because I'm too lazy or stupid to actually hit them with that myself. You know, Trayvon Martin suffered from that, or whoever else might have fucking... It's like there's some fairness to the idea that, oh, you know, maybe you could, oh, here we go. This is what I'm talking about. Now, that means you don't really have to go right towards it, but we have to find some cover. Or if you want to kill the general, shoot his horse, you know, go for that instead. But this can be, yeah, he's even saying I need to get out of here. Somebody's like up above me. He has the high ground. Oh shit, this is gonna be a lot. But I keep wasting that too much on like one per, oh my god. They all have the high ground, which kind of helps me in a way. I gotta get better at this horseback combat. This is why regenerating health is almost pretty fair, because you get to do whatever you can here. So we kind of funnel them through here. Got to keep coming up with these creative strategies to deal with these situations, by which I mean I'll just sit here on my horse, and I feel bad for doing it, but they're the ones sending them at me. Keep the dogs out of it, dude. This is quite the funnel point that we have going. Kind of waste that a little bit too much though. You can't let too many of them swarm me here, so if we can get them in order. Might be a cheese location actually. I don't think I should really waste that on the fucking dogs, but maybe it's okay. Look how quickly, oh shit, I'm dead. Like, what happens with that, man? Like, my horse just doesn't want to move there. That's so stupid. See, now we don't just go back to before we did that encounter. We go back to the very beginning of what we were doing altogether. I don't get it. I was kind of too stiff though. You always got to be moving at least a little bit. But that was like a great choke point to sort of force them through. The problem is you'll keep respawning at this. I actually don't know why the one time I lost all my bounty there, and it was like, or maybe this did save it. I'm so confused. See, like, what's happening here? This is totally bugged out, whether it's my controller or the game. I'm not doing any of that. Like, what the fuck? Maybe it did save it at 31, which is going against my whole format idea. Right, we don't want that. 31064. We want to go back, because this is at least already the casual way of doing it, where you're kind of borrowing from, oh, every session can be shared. It's just that you have to do it in one shot, or you only get to save what you do from the time you die to the time you whatever, end the session. So if I didn't die at all so far, we'd be at like 32, 33, whatever. Not that we've really done that much so far. You can always bait a big encounter in this main town, Armadillo or whatever, but I don't really want to. See, like, you're, yeah, by which I mean you just wake up out of bed and you're already fucking in it. But I guess if they're going to invite me, then so be it. I end up using this gun the most for sure, just because it's like a long gun that's got range to it. I don't know why it's doing that. Then you sometimes shoot just to draw their attention more. Yeah, I'm almost bored of Armadillo for these purposes, because I've done it like a million fucking times here. Only like 2 guys. I mean, that was really his fault. I was trying to hit this guy. And as you can see, I struggle with that simple notion. What kind of a fucking attempt to kill me was that, dude? 2 people? Yeah, I almost wish there was a way you could turn off regenerating health, because even as insane as that might be, right, it's like GTA 4 doesn't have that, and I would still do the Vigilante mission gauntlet thing, or sometimes I would allow it where you could eat like burgers in between. You could stop at Burger Shot, but you do as many Vigilante missions in a row as you can until you die, or until you fail one even, like if you don't get there in time. So that was kind of a fun format for that game too. And I can't believe they didn't add them into GTA 5, but that's because they want to try to force you to play online and buy shark cards like the clowns that they are. Like, that's the only reason why they'd get rid of really what is my favorite mechanic in the whole game. Let's see if they come after me here, which they really haven't been doing. It's kind of sad. My favorite thing about this whole format is that you can, or even just this whole mechanic overall, is that you can basically just wander around and they'll come after you on their own. And sometimes it will be in those very, very big amounts. I guess they did before, but then I just actually died, so that was my fault. Might seem like I'm actually being a good character here, but that's just because, whatever, we'll kill anybody on sight. Like, whoever we rescue, we'll kill them too. Mainly, we're just trying to kill law enforcement. You see, we're not trying to kill innocent civilians, as if they couldn't fit in that category too. But no, we almost have to create a witness because it's just not really working. Yeah, let's try to have one more big gunfight here at least. Trying to think of some locations maybe that I haven't had them at. Like, whatever that ravine we were at just before was pretty good, and that was a great funnel point. I just kind of got too complacent and stayed in one spot, and then my horse didn't want to move. It's kind of bugging out. But yeah, I swear, there are some major issues. It can't be with my controller, though, because I played other things on here, too. Although, I guess, maybe not relatively recently, but I don't think... Venture's Place. What is this, like a therapist's office? Haha. Yeah, I have to listen back on the audio and actually see how, why don't they shoot, though? They don't have the balls. They're like the average hero in a movie where, like, they're hesitant to shoot. They don't want to kill. They want to contemplate and think about it. Certainly not the absolutist tendency that I always talk about. Yeah, this is like the most scuffed setup ever, but I can still make this shit work. And the one thing I should probably do is switch out this monitor for a TV, because like I said, then I could always manipulate and change the volume a bit more. Yeah, this makes me nervous because then somehow it'll fuck up and not let me save the VOD, or it'll just not be as good quality or something. Yeah, I wonder how many people have done a format quite like this with the game. Probably, people probably do wander around and try to get in these kind of scuffles, but it was just always something so interesting to me. But yeah, I definitely like this bounty mechanic much more than either Skyrim's, where it forces you to not interact with the town, or GTA, where you can't win the encounter because if you kill enough of them in this, they'll stop coming for a while, so they give you a little reprieve. Whereas in GTA games, they'll just come forever. So there is a sense of it creates like a little mini mission dynamic. John Marston's out in the wild, like, you know, like we're RPing it. He's out in the wild and he's hunting some random deer or something, and then the bounty hunters come after him to try to kill him, and he kills them and escapes with his life and goes on to fight another day. So it's like, it makes it feel like a dynamic mission that's sort of occurring on its own, and you get sort of the core gameplay, gunplay experience out of it still. Yeah, I'd almost want to show off like some of the other stuff I have on here that I haven't played. Like we could do Shadow of the Colossus, we could do whatever, like all sorts of things. Demon Souls, anything that's actually exclusive, which sure they might be on newer consoles and stuff too, but it would be a great excuse to play them in sort of their original form. Like I wouldn't play the Demon Souls remake until I play this one, or I wouldn't play I wouldn't want to play the... What was the other thing I just said? I wouldn't want to play the... What the fuck was that? Demon Souls, Red Dead. We had Heavy Rain to try to get the DLC to work. Right, because I played Heavy Rain, but the Madison Page DLC, but then I got like a region-locked disc somehow. But it doesn't even make sense. The disc, it lets me play the game, but it won't let me play the DLC. So how does that even make any sense? But whatever, yeah, that one didn't work, so I'd have to find a way to get that to work later. So we'll create another witness. I'll help you in a manner of speaking, depending on your definition of the word help. Wait, weren't you trying to abduct her or something, though? And then, or, oh, no, that's one of those bait ones that you see, like, even in GTA. Like, can you help me? And then they try to rob you, like, they're sort of oh really? Oh really? Well, I'll kill you if you do help. How about that? That's what I would try to do too. Like I would RP like these badass one-liners, right? That you're being such a dick and you gotta RP as a villain. How often have I done that? Elitist victim blamer, nickname by the way, but that's not really a villain. That's more just like being a general dick and holding people to high standards and believing in their potential, so it can actually be interpreted in a positive way at times. We could do this one again, terrorize poor Bonnie, but it's not like they gave us a very good response here. Oh, should we save ourselves some ammo? I didn't expect him to actually do that, though. Yeah, that would actually be a good excuse to art. Oh, shit. What am I doing? Yeah, like that I wasn't trying to do at all. I'm not trying to roll like a clown. What the fuck does he do that for? I don't get it. I'm not trying to climb up the roof, although that might come in handy. I almost forgot you could do that. And it takes like a fucking hour to do it, too. What is going on with him, dude? Do like an actual evil character RP. If you had the balls to kill me, you would do it, but you're all fucking... You'll die because you're weak and you deserve it. Like, how can we articulate the mindset that you would have here? Game's game, right? Anything with a face. That we're a hunter. Been a hunter most of my life. What do you hunt? Anything with a face. Shit. And yeah, even I keep mocking this town, but they keep getting the better of me, or I keep kind of taking it easy on them by only using the pistol or whatever. And like, I never end up running out of ammo because I just always fucking get it from them. The ultimate hack. If you are worried about ammo, just keep killing people and stealing it off of them, and then you never have to buy any. Or you'll get even adequate money to potentially buy them. What was that, bro? What is that? Like, yes, clearly I'm trying to do that, or I'm just that bad. It couldn't be the fact that... What the fuck is going on? And how does he survive that, bro? And then I hit him in the hand, and that somehow kills him. Look, we tried to take it easy and make it look more badass in situations like that. Somebody's saying you can't save yourself, even though I just did, and he's not even trying to do anything. What happens if we go in this direction? I feel like it just ends up being in the middle of nowhere and not really doing anything for me. You could obviously cheese it and keep doing like the same town over and over, but I kind of like to wander around a bit and get a little bit of variety that way. Right, have like different venues and vantage points and stuff. So who are they going to send now? Another pathetic crew of like 5 fucking people? I'm really putting them out of their misery. Doing this pathetic dead-end job in a small fucking town like the dumb clowns they are. As I'm RPing, of course, not being just such a complete dick. But I'm trying to like justify my position here. What was another line like that like it's like, oh, he's not so badass, he hasn't killed me yet. It's like, I'll kill you too if I wanted to. I'm just saving it for, you know, like I could kill any of these people. So somebody's like having a conversation somewhere and it's like, you know, oh, he hasn't killed me yet, so he's not so tough. But he's like, oh, he's just saving it for a special time. Or, you know, if he really wanted to, he already would have. Okay, we gotta be a little careful here. Fuck. Okay. Gotta abuse the regenerating health. But yeah, they're really not sending the kind of adequate amount that you would think for 30 fucking K bounty. Even as much as I'm still a clown and struggling with it a little bit. Where are they hitting me from now? Somebody has pretty good aim, and it's definitely not me. Who the fuck is he? Okay, dude, we get it. We get it. My aim's not good. Nobody else is even targeting me, though. Must be out of line of sight. But yeah, I am trying to take it easy on them unironically by just using the pistol the whole time here. So there'll be like some regional... Oh my god. There'll be some regional limit. Like, oh, if you're on Bonnie's farm, you can only use a pistol because these guys are a bunch of clowns. Okay, seriously. I'm not moving there. Fucking controller. I'm not trying to do that either. Wait, this guy looks like he's trying to shoot me, but he's not. Even one of them. Vigilante wannabe over here? Oh, whoops. This isn't... Yeah, this is the same guy. Okay, I can just use the Deadeye, except maybe I can't because it's bugging out a little bit. You can just tell when you're doing some erratic motion like that. My badness comes in the form of like I'm just bad at aiming. Not like I'm jumping like this. I genuinely don't get that, because you might think, oh, it's like what do you call it? Where's the options? It's like some kind of wild paw type thing, but that's not really what it is. And there's no way to change controls otherwise. Right? Multiplayer targeting mode, invert camera, horse control, vibration, sensitivity, auto center, southpaw, and I've tried that with both on and off, and it still kind of fucks up. Yeah, these have all been pretty easy to deal with. And as much as I'd love to keep picking on this town some more, we better go and expand our horizons a little bit. Yeah, this just shows you how fun and evergreen this kind of format is, where you're playing like an arcade style. And again, even here, I'm making it look a little worse, because not only am I so bad, but even the format is supposed to be deeper than what I'm showing here, where originally I would try to go from 0 to this in one, in one sitting, or as high as I can go. And again, you can cheese it by doing the same one over and over, like go to Armadillo and have a big shootout, and then wait a minute and then have another one, because they'll keep coming there or something. Right, but in this case, I'm obviously trying to be fair about it. Like, I want to have a shootout at this house over here, so let's try to attack them by doing this, or like leave one witness on purpose. And we just want to have one here, even though it's not really much cover. It's always fun to go inside a building and kind of bait them in like that. Worthington Ranch. So let's see how far we got here. 31,665. Wanted to get to like 35 at least. At least as a cumulative experience, we can eventually get to some insane, 100K or whatever. I don't know if this is the highest I've ever been, but it probably is, because I wouldn't have done it in this cumulative way otherwise. So yeah, we could role play like this is actually our house and come back here at the end of every session. And you can even use like a little fireplace and a sleeping bag, or you can like sleep in a different spot every time to feel like you're always hiding away from the law, like the outlaw that you are. So there's a lot of little fun things you can do with that. The one thing you can do, though, is actually adequately explore in a way that's actually rewarding, because the game simply doesn't allow you to do that, because whatever, it's just limited in that context. Yeah, I would have done this for longer, but whatever, I'm not going to complain too much. It's just our fucking stream setup wasn't working, and then I'm a little bit confused about even why this was working and then it crashed and then it started working again without me having to reset the stream, like the whole capture card thing. So we have like a splitter and then a capture card, and then it, whatever, the PS3. We have a USB hub, because my laptop only has 2 USB ports. That's more so my problem than the problem of the setup. But then I need one for the mic, I need one for the capture card, I need one for the USB thing, or I mean the splitter. Like, it's the most insane thing that you've ever seen, but it's worth it, I guess. This is just one of those games that you cannot live without. Like, you have to have this game in your life, and one day we'll actually beat it, or maybe I never will. That's how I am sometimes with open world games. Not only do I not make an effort to beat them, I almost make an effort to not beat them, because I try to, effectively wander around and get as much out of that. So I've never beaten Skyrim, even though I played it over 1,000 hours. I've never beaten Fallout 3, even though I love it and consider it one of the best games ever. I've never beaten Oblivion, even though I played it a lot. Like, none of these games that I would actually have done. I'm sure there's way more examples of that. Like, there's very few actually that I have ever beaten. Rockstar ones are kind of easy to get through sometimes, though, because wandering the world isn't quite as enjoyable there as it is in other games like GTA 4. Obviously, I've beaten many times and done permadeath runs and world first and all kind of crazy stuff. And even like Far Cry 3, but that one took me a super long time to do. Like, I really slow paced it, and I guess we could do one in Armadillo, but it just feels like a cop-out. Or like, I don't even want to initiate it, but if I happen to upset them by simply existing there and being in their presence, then so be it. I remember, like, whatever, I would alternate playing NBA 2K and doing this in some sessions. Like, I would, whatever, I would do a game of that, then I would do, because at that time I was doing it on here, obviously, like 2K14, I played a game, then I did this, then I played another, then I would take a break and do this. I always like those kind of variety formats. That's why I would play chess back in the day. Not at all like now where I overdo it, but and do it like as its own format. But I would do it in such a way that, you know, you take breaks from one thing with another, and then it takes on a life of its own. You have to be careful here, and I kind of like to wait it out a bit. But sometimes they're just not sending an adequate amount at me, commensurate to my bounty, but maybe here they will, and they sometimes swarm you all at once, too. You definitely should not be using the dinky pistol here, but I guess it's the only thing I feel confident maybe that I'll have enough ammo to actually use. Because, yeah, we really don't have enough of that, and normally I do have enough. What's happening? 4774. What the fuck is going on? Sometimes I'm just blind, like it's very hard. They have camo fucking gear. This is the time that you use it, like when you're about to die, then it'll give you a chance to regen and things like that. There's still not really that many there. Oh, it made it look like we were still in Deadeye just because of the bloody coloration of the screen. Or like when they're too far away, or like just in general when I can't hit them, which is like all the time. But the thing is here, at least they'll keep coming. Gotta get an idea of where they are. I shouldn't trash talk Armadillo too much because this is the main lifeblood of what you're gonna be doing here, but it's just no fun. Like, you've just done it too many times, or it's just too obvious. There's one person coming there, you gotta keep changing your position, and okay, get this clown. I don't think you can really cancel the first X once you do another, though. That's the problem. That's fine. There's somebody here. You gotta get them either when they're too close or when they're too far away or whatever is when you should use the Deadeye. Gotta pay attention to the radar. There's a lot of shit going on, but we're doing okay. So you get these epic large-scale gunfights, and again, even out in the field, whenever you least expect it. Oh my god. Oh my god. Okay, this is good. We always hit them at like some weird angle. We hit him in his shoulder, we hit him in his hat or something. Oh shit, man. Yeah, you gotta use Deadeye when you got it. I don't feel too bad about it, especially when you're going against such insurmountable odds at times. And when I'm just a bit of a clown too. Big clown. Okay. Let's see if we got any other ammo with any of these. How am I running so low on ammo? I never have this problem. I'm just not picking up their shit enough, or what? Fuck off. We gotta loot them more, but you don't want to necessarily do it during combat. I forget how exactly that works, or how it punishes or doesn't punish you for that. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. Yeah, just save your ammo by doing that. Like, we gotta go through and pick up all of this shit, which is part of the dynamic of managing all this stuff too. You know, part of the skill of this, you know, during a very long fight like this, you're gonna have you're going to have the ability to actually pick up all this shit and use that to blast out your ammo. Oh my god. Sometimes it just doesn't feel like your shots have very much weight to them. Like, these people can be very tanky. Yeah, just by simply walking over these, you will pick up some stuff. So this was pretty well handled, even though they did send a lot at me. It's kind of like it was spread out, or I was able to take advantage of it only in the context of, whatever. But my positioning was actually pretty good there. So everything kind of worked out. Even as much as you cheese with Deadeye, it certainly would not have been enough to carry you the whole way. You ultimately would have still had to do something on your own. This guy's like blind firing backwards. Yeah, I get so cocky at the end though, and almost, you know, want to make it like a cinematic thing. Okay, now here we should go through and loot all these, because I was struggling to have enough ammo here to actually make anything happen. And that should be fine. Yeah, hopefully in the morning my other setup will work here. Revolver ammo. I mean, this is what kind of would force you to use that, but I kind of remember getting more stuff for the long guns, like where I was able to live off those. you would think with as many people as we killed here, I'm getting even shotgun stuff before that. Nice little X's on the map to obviously tell you where stuff is to loot. I feel like they use that in like Far Cry something as well, and they use that in GTA 5, but only to show you like what when somebody dies, it does like the little X and the screen kind of flashes, which I always kind of dislike that, but I guess after a while you don't even notice it. But like whenever you kill somebody, the screen actually flashes like in some weird light color, and just I guess after a while you don't really notice it. But let's see, how much did we get here? We have 32. I wanted to get to like 35. That's so weird though that we didn't get more of that. Not that we can't just live off this one. That's almost part of the challenge. Like you just have to go with what you got. Not that I couldn't go to the gun shop and potentially get something. Like, is he actually going to turn me down, or would I have to take off my bandana and then everything's fine? I feel like he won't. Come on, come on. How does he know? The bandana is supposed to protect my identity, that you're not supposed to, fuck. Supposed to protect your identity, so he wouldn't know that I'm the bad guy who was just wearing a bandana and just killed all these people. Look how he run, man. Shopkeeper isn't killed. It's on. Yeah, it was unavailable anyway because I just fucking tried to use it. And of course, he wouldn't have any guns on his person either, or he does actually. At least has some ammo.
You cold-hearted bastard! You killed my cousin, and here you are, bold as brass. You and me's gonna draw, so I.
Yeah, this is like the typical announce your presence sort of trope in stories. Like, you could have just tried to sneak up on me and killed me. Of course, I'm literally Iron Man and I have infinite regenerating health, but let's just do it again here. But whatever, that's at least an adequate big shootout. This wasn't meant to be like really a long session, but it's kind of just sad because the amount of trouble that I go through to fucking do the whole setup and everything makes it feel like you want to almost do a little bit more. That is just depressing though, how my fucking Twitch won't work randomly like this. Even this is only the second time I guess it's happened, but yeah, look at that, rolling like a fucking clown. Do a barrel roll, haha. Why is he doing that? I'm just moving the sticks. Like, what could I be doing to even do that? I guess you could be hitting square. It's so weird how that happens. I'll have to test it almost in some other game, but there is something just weird, I think, either with this controller or with the way the controls work in this game or something. We only gained like maybe 2,000 fucking bounty, which was not impressive really at all. But we get to save it there because it's such a short session. I guess that's one way to safeguard yourself against potential failure, because you're like, well, you know, if you die, you have to reset, but you don't have to worry about that because I had like some nice suit that I always used to actually like to wear, which it actually might be this one, but I feel like there's another like darker colored one. So let's go ahead and replace that one. So that would show you that 2022. So yeah, again, it shows you right there, Thanksgiving 22, Thanksgiving 23. But we'll replace this one because you get to now say that's my new bounty total, because that's the end of the episode. So what always happens is it crashes on like the it crashes if you go like back to the home screen, like on the PS3. Like maybe I should test that somehow here just to see what it's like. So hang on, I'll put this up and then I'll go here and then I'll see if it just shows it. Or it's almost like the opposite. You have to start the game, otherwise it won't run. No, that actually seems to work. Like I could just show off what I have on here if it's not going to dox me somehow. I don't even know what it'll say here. And of course the time is even wrong there. Or you know what, I had the weirdest bug ever happen on here. I had to like let the time, yeah, see, it'll fuck up there. I had to let the time show adjust the time using the internet, like sort of automatically, because when I set it manually myself, it said, oh, this game has a time limit and you're actually not allowed to play it then, even though it's a game that you've owned since, like, this shows you even when I got this thing. I got the PS3 in 2013 with the GTA 5 bundle just to play it on there, and then I ended up actually not playing it because I got the Hearthstone beta key for closed beta, and then I just got obsessed with that, partly thanks to Hearthstone, but also partly thanks to just that shitty Trevor mission where you're at the docks, and like I got so bored during that one that it's like I'm like, why am I even doing this? I'd rather be playing Hearthstone. And then I ended up pushing it back and never actually playing it until 2015 when it came out on PC. So that's partly blaming console, it's partly blaming Hearthstone, but it's mainly blaming the actual game itself. That a lot of those missions actually were boring. Yeah, this is gonna fuck up on the main screen, or it fucks up when you switch from either the main screen to the game or from the game to the to the home screen. I think if I had reset it manually, then it would have been fine. But yeah, we have like GTA Liberty episodes from Liberty City, which I've still never beaten those. I've beaten the Lost in the Dam, but not the other one, Ballad of Gay Tony, Shadow of Claw. We could play like a guessing game based on the sound you could hear. Or no, that's probably not working either. But based on the sound of what it plays when you go hover over the game title, right? You'll guess what game it is. Like sort of audio PS3 charades. Shadow of the Colossus, Red Dead Redemption, Call of Duty Ghost. For some reason I got this 2013 just because whatever, to try to give value and purpose to having the PS3. Then Dark Souls 2, which of course I would never denigrate that by playing it on here. Far Cry 3 Blood Dragon, Watch Dogs. Obviously the Last of Us we have on here. We have some of these other ones too, like Castlevania Symphony of the Night, some of these old school ones. Binding of Isaac. How do we have the Binding of Isaac on here? Can you even play it on here? Or no, I had like a PS Vita actually. That's one thing I could try to do instead of just doing the Switch. I don't know how we would capture the Vita though. I guess we could capture it with the fucking we'll play Crisis Core. We'll capture it with the, what do you call it, with the webcam. I guess that would unironically be a pretty good use of it. Okay, see you tomorrow.